Hello, photographers. This is Mrs. Eggleston with another edition of I Imagine Online. So today we're going to talk about a really super cool photographer, and I have to shout out to our good friends at Photo Focus in Cincinnati because they inspired me to do this lesson. They 2 years ago in the 2018 Photo Focus Biennial exhibited this photographer, and his name is Karl Blossfeldt. And the reason I want to talk about him today is because he's super cool. He was born in the late 1800s and lived into the early 1900s, so he's passed away now. But he loved plants. He loved nature and he loved plants, and that was maybe his first passion. It wasn't photography. And what he was most fascinated with plants was that there are no two plants alike, and as plants grow they change, but they're still the same plant, and he loved to see how they grew and changed. And so he really got interested in photography as a way for him to show the beauty in the ways that plants grow and change. And it really makes me think about you kids in many ways, but every time I see you, you change. You're constantly growing and changing, and to you, you probably don't notice it, but to somebody like me that sees you every day or every couple of days, I see it, and it makes me so excited because it gives me a little bit more of a glimpse into where you're going. And like I always say, I imagine you doing all kinds of cool things, and it's because of who you are, like as an individual. So when I saw this with Karl Blossfeldt, I was like, oh, we totally have to do this one. Some of my students have already done Karl Blossfeldt, but since you're at home and you're kind of stuck at home, I thought we could do it again because it involves going outside and digging around in nature and then gets into photography. So first I want to show you, I'm going to just switch over to my computer screen here and show you Karl Blossfeldt. Here he is. This is a picture of him probably in his early adult life. I'd say probably right around the early 1900s, Karl Blossfeldt. So he's German. He lived in Berlin, Germany, and what inspired him most was his father, and he was inspired by nature in the ways in which plants grow. And I love this. He believed that the plant must be valued as a totally artistic and architectural structure. So what that means is it's really important that we appreciate their beauty. And he went so far with this, he actually learned artistic photography artistically so that he could do that. And I think about you guys and how much I would love to do that to show you. And actually we do. Like, your pictures are totally like a way to value what you do artistically. So I think we have a lot in common with Karl Blossfeldt. So here's some of his pictures. And you might think, whoa, I could not do something like that. Don't think that. You totally can. These are all plants that are things that you can find in nature, I guarantee you, right around your house. You don't have to go far, but today's a really nice day outside, and it would be a great day to go out and look for some things like this. So you'll notice one of the things that makes his pictures so cool to look at are the ways in which he uses light. And you don't need any fancy lights to do this. Really, all you need is a window that's open. And so you can find objects in nature. This, to me, looks like it could be like the top of a celery stalk. I mean, seriously, guys, some of this stuff might be in your refrigerator. You don't need to be fancy. And it looks to me like he probably like molded things or moved them around. He like posed the plants to show their beauty, and he used light to his advantage. Like you can tell in this picture, there's light coming in from the side, like it's super bright. The exposure is high here, but then it's kind of like drops into a shadow over here. So you can tell the light was directional coming in from the right to the left. So you can put plants on, again, don't get fancy. I mean, this looks like it could be just a piece of like a manila folder or a white piece of paper or like a cream colored piece of paper, and get up close with a cell phone camera and try to do one of these Karl Blossfeldt pictures. Here's some more. This is super cool. And the other thing I want to point out is, as you're doing this, think about contrast. If you pick out a plant that has mostly light tones in it like this one, it's probably would be really impactful if you used a background paper that was darker in color, like black or gray or a dark green or something like that. So if you have one of those pads of construction paper, that would be perfect because you have a whole, every color could be a different kind of a background. And get creative with these. They don't have to be just in black and white. You could do different kinds of color contrasts too. And so here's some more. So again, like this one is darker, and so he chose to put it on a lighter background to contrast it. And you can tell he lined these up. You know, he did some, he posed these plants. I mean, you can tell he really loved them. So those of you that love nature, see, there's totally a place for you in photography. This is the back side of, it looks like it could be something like a dandelion or some kind of a mum. And now it actually is a cool time because a lot of plants, there's a lot of dried up dead plants from last year that haven't been cleaned out yet. And you can find stuff like this. This one's super cool. Again, light colors, so he used a darker background. I just love all the texture in like the curly ends on this one, whatever it is. Now this one is really awesome. And I have found things like this around in my yard. You might have to dig a little bit deeper. But know too that it doesn't have to be, it could be teeny tiny, like these spiral plants might have been really small, and it's something, pick into the grass even, like really get in there. You never know what you'll find. Oh, I love this. And I love this natural curve in this one, and just the way that the light's hitting it. Again, the light's coming in from the right to the left, so you can, because it's on a piece of paper, you can turn it in any angle and use that beautiful window light to your advantage. This is totally something that's outside. It's just the top of, when grass turns to seed, you can find this on the top. And again, it could be like the size of your thumb. It doesn't have to be big. This one's super cool. Almost looks like it's metal. And again, contrast is your friend. So where you have dark, get a light background and vice versa. Okay, so those are just some examples of Karl Blossfeldt pictures. So I'm going to go back to me because I wish I could just see you. I'm having trouble with my internet at home. It's slow, I think, because everyone in the world is using internet to do their work and homework and schoolwork. And so mine's just really slow. So I can't do anything live, unfortunately. But this is the next best thing. So, okay, so I want to show you on my phone a couple pictures that I did. I took a run at this Karl Blossfeldt. And first I'll show you the things that I found in my yard that I took pictures of. And I will tell you, make sure you don't pick anything that's alive. There's plenty of stuff out there that's dead. So I found this leaf, was dead. This is the top of one of my flower pot, was in a flower pot that was alive last year, not alive now. And then this is one of my old dried up hydrangeas outside. So I picked one of those. And then I have these cool little plants. I don't know how well you can see these, but you'll see them because I'm going to show you the pictures. And then I have this one too. So these are things I literally went in my backyard for like 5 minutes and found all of these things. And that was really fun. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to my phone now because I have these just in my phone. I'm going to show you what they look like. Okay, so hopefully, oh no, hold on, bear with me. I've learned a lot about technology in making videos in the past couple of days. What I've learned the most is that you just can't be perfect. Don't even try with this stuff. It's more about just getting information across. Okay, so you should be able to see my phone now. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to show you, just for my camera roll, just a couple of these that that I just did. Okay, so here is one. Pretty cool. You can see how there's parts that are light, parts that are not light, and I chose that white background with a dark leaf. Let me get that little thing out of there. Okay. This one I really like. And I didn't make them all like black and white or sepia like Karl Blossfeldt did. He didn't have a choice. It was early 1900s. They didn't have color then. But anyway, I'm only telling you that be creative, use color if you want, because this is your interpretation of his work. It doesn't have to be exactly like his. But look at all the detail in that. I just think it's so cool. And this one, hold on. Pretty cool. And then I did this one too. So again, you can like really see the detail in there. So, and I'll show you what I used. I had this pad of paper. Ooh, let me get back to my screen. I had just a pad of paper, was the white, and then your parents probably have these file folders, maybe in a drawer somewhere. I just grabbed one of those. And then I found an old folder from schoolwork from a long time ago, or from something, and just used that as a black background. So it doesn't have to be anything fancy. I guarantee you everything you need you already have at your house. It's the whole point of this. So anyway, here's what I want you to do. Look at on the bottom of this screen, you'll see my email address. I want you to either email me your Karl Blossfeldt pictures, or if you're in Wi-Fi, you can actually text me your photos from your phone, and instead of putting in a phone number, put in my email address and it will text to me. I've already tested this out and it works. So you can text me too. It would make my day so great if my phone kept binging because you guys were sending me your Karl Blossfeldt pictures. So photographers, have fun with this one. Enjoy nature. Enjoy this time that you have. Make the most out of it. I know it's not ideal, but it's where we are. So know that I miss your faces more than anything. And I cannot wait to get back into the classroom with you. And this is just the next best thing. So send me a message, your photos, and send me just a message from you. Say, hi, Mrs. Eggleston. Tell me what you're doing. I want to know what's going on in your world. And that's all. So thank you for your time and watching this edition of I Imagine Online. And I can't wait to see your Karl Blossfeldt pictures. Peace out, kids.